Hello everyone and welcome to the latest Bozif video. This one's going to be a fairly short one because I have a lot of stuff going on these days, but enough about my excuses, you've probably heard enough of them already, and let's get on with the video. A few weeks ago I asked everyone on my Discord server what their worst concept football kit that they've ever designed was and to send it to me. I'm happy to say that everyone on my server is an awesome kit designer, that's what the community is based around, but everyone, not least myself, has made those few kits that there's just something slightly off about, or it's just a track back. You guys did not disappoint with your entries. We had a huge amount sent in, which means that unfortunately I won't show every kit entry because there's just too many. However, I will mention the name of everyone who sent one in the description below. The rules for this challenge were that I had to use the same branding, team, colours and a similar design to the original kit. So let's go through all the kits I chose to fix and tell me if you think I made the kits better or worse or the same down in the comments. The first kit I'm going to remix was sent in by Kinetik, who gave this Christmas themed FC Santa Claus kit. For context, this kit was designed for an old official FIFA kit creator competition for a team called FC Santa Claus, which is, believe it or not, a genuine team based in Finland. Kinetik designed a mainly red shirt with a white snowflake pattern at the top, which is distinguished from the bottom by a small gradient. There's a dark green trim around the kit in various places, like these exaggerated sleeve cuffs and also slightly on the collar, and then we have a Santa sleigh in white across the front of the shirt. To be honest, I had trouble with the Santa kit because I really don't like dark green with red. It's a pretty creative way that Kinetik used to incorporate it into this kit, but in my remake of this one I entirely got rid of the green. I used the darkish red for the main shirt with a white trim, and then I overlaid it with the Nike Vapor 2425 graphic. The main part of my shirt is a reindeer head whose horns surround the front shirt number. I was pretty happy with this one as a novelty shirt, but I usually wouldn't use this as like a main shirt for any club because it's just too striking. Sorry, I don't know what happened with the camera in those last two. I think I fixed it now. Anyway, our next kit was sent in by frankthetank, and it's an Adidas kit for PSG. This one was made for my second ever Discord server competition, and it actually got pretty far in that. So Frank, if this is your worst kit, then your best kits must be pretty astonishing. This one is mainly white, and it features a fading gold gradient below the sponsor. We've got a really nice navy and gold trim around the shirt, and a neat collar with the same sort of theme. Then we have the Adidas stripes in blue, red and gold, and a simplified PSG logo just in gold. In all honesty, this is a pretty good kit, and because of that I found it one of the hardest to remix. On my version I used an updated Adidas Tiro 25 template. This kit format has been leaked as a new thing that Adidas will use on their international kits for next season, and it's based on the old kits from 2004 and 2005, like for example Argentina and AC Milan. It has these cool panels on the front and sleeves, and the fact that they're bringing back these designs is really nice. So with my kit, I tried to use the template to its fullest extent by using these panels as the navy trim. I basically scrapped the red that was on the original, and so it only appears there in the regular PSG logo. You also might have noticed the replacement I used for the gold. Essentially what I did was use the design that Dundee United used in 21-22, and then masked some small stripes over the top of it. I think it turned out pretty good, but again, let me know what you think in the comments. Our next kit was sent in by IvanMD, and it's an Arsenal home kit. Honestly, this kit is one of my favourites. It has a really cool swirly checkered design across the front, and the navy trims which, as I've said a million times before, Arsenal really need to make more use of in their real kits. Probably the only complaint I have about this kit is that the sleeves are red and not white. I always think Arsenal kits should have some white on them, so I added that to my version of this kit as well. Again, I used the updated Adidas Tiro 25 template, and used that to add the navy trims to it. I kept the swirly checkered design because really it's just a brilliant touch, and then I made the side panels white to add a nice contrast. One thing that I also changed was adding trims with the sleeve cuffs and collar. I made the collar blue with an inner white trim and a reversed version of that on the sleeve cuffs. I also made the material effect across the kit smaller than in the original version because it adds a more modern look to it. Notably, my swirly checkered design appears to fade out in some areas. This is because I made it metallic and a bit shiny, so that it's more visible from some angles. Is this kit as good as the original? Let me know down below. Our next kit was sent in by Michael, who gave this RB Leipzig home kit made on PES Kit Creator. So this kit is the only one in this challenge that was not made on FIFA Kit Creator, which adds an interesting change. A lot of people say that the 3D PES model sucks, and some say that it's better than the FIFA one, but whatever your opinion, at least we all agree that nothing is worse than the Football Manager model. Let's not mention that one anymore because it makes me nauseous to think about. So anyway, on Michael's kit we have a cool abstract fadey stripe pattern across the sleeves, and then the end of the sleeves has these black and white sleeve cuffs with a trim. And then we have a black hem at the bottom of the shirt. The graphic across the shirt is called JK Premium because it's the one that JK have used on their recent kits. I don't know if I'm saying JK right, please correct me if I'm wrong. The JK design looks pretty nice, but on a Nike kit I'm afraid it has to go. So my version has a subtle use of our old friend Nike Vapor 2425, who strictly speaking isn't old because it's yet to actually be used on a real life shirt. Also thanks to Terramoto for actually providing this graphic, because it must have taken loads of time to make, and I really appreciate that. Okay, so next I added a red collar on the back of my remix, and notably I got rid of all the black colouring on my version because it isn't really befitting RB Leipzig. I also changed the Red Bull sponsor so that it has text below, because in my mind the version without text is less imposing. Is this as good as the original? Tell me down in the comments. Next up is this AFC Wimbledon home kit sent in by OTD6. Just a note, the kit you see in the picture may not be the exact same one as the actual kit that OTD made, as unfortunately he was only able to provide the net of the kit, so I wrapped it around the model and I think it's probably about the same as the original. This kit is a mainly vivid blue background with an abstract halftone stripe pattern diagonally across it, where the stripes meet in the middle in a sort of V shape. Then there are these yellow trims on the sleeve cuffs, Umbro logo and collar. One of the small issues with it is that Wimbledon usually use a darker colour of blue, so I made it more navy on my remake. Then I made the sponsor blue as well, and basically replaced the line pattern with a different geometric one. The final touch was changing around the collar and sleeve so that they had a sort of trim within a trim, which I coloured the same blue as the main kit. Better or worse, or about the same, you decide. Before we get into our last kit, it's time for a tiny commercial break. Of course, I'm not a big enough YouTuber to actually be properly sponsored yet, but I just wanted to say this thing. So, as you might know, I have a Discord server called Bozif FC, which has been growing unbelievably fast. We now have over 150 members, which for a channel with just over 500 subscribers is a lot. If you want to join the server, please feel free to do so, as the link is in the description box below. The maker of the kit I'm going to show next was awesome enough to give the server a paid boost, which really helps me grow it and add cool features to make it more enjoyable. And so if you want to pay Discord a small amount of money to boost my server, it would be extremely well appreciated. On the server we usually talk about football kits and show off our concepts that we make, which brings me to another thing. What I've made all my remakes on is a site called FIFA Kit Creator, where you can make your own concept football kits in a really easy to use format. You can show off these kits on the showcase part of the site, and you can also upload them onto your FIFA or AFC game if you know how. Again, the link is in the description for that too. Anyway, back on with the video. And our final kit, a Chelsea one made by TheGKAddict. This is one of TheGKAddict's first ever kits, and I have to say he's improved massively recently with absolutely brilliant kits like this one. The kit I'm going to remake is mainly a colour called Chelsea Pink, which the real team used for their infamous third kit back in 2020 to 21. Then we have blue trims, a 3 sponsor lowdown on the shirt, a badge of just the Chelsea line, and text at the top reading, "Blue is the colour, football is the game." The subtle pattern behind is from Everton's 22-23 away kit. On my version I basically just got rid of the blue on the logos and made them white instead. I also got rid of the text, as I couldn't really see how to fit that in. Then I added this abstract square pattern, which looks pretty cool in my opinion. I also updated the 3 sponsor to Infinite Athlete, and then added these blue spiky sleeve cuffs and collar designs. One thing that I would prefer is to change the colour from pink, but that wouldn't really stay true to the rules. Coral pink is actually one of my favourite colours for some reason, but I'd never use it on a kit because it just doesn't fit there really. Anyway, that was the last one, and as always, how did I do compared to the original? And that's it everyone, thanks for watching. I know this video is not likely to get many views because it's a bit too niche for that, but I had fun making it and I hope you had fun watching it. But before you go, I will need your help for an upcoming video. I was inspired by Southampton Central to make a video about recreating bad kits. Again, but this time from whichever team you support, or if you're a neutral, just whichever kit you think looks bad. To enter your idea, either comment below or DM me on Discord at ._Bozif_. If you choose the latter, you can also send a picture of that kit, which will make it easier for me, and I will do my best to recreate it for the video. It'll probably be the video after next, as I have a pretty major video planned for the next one, but if that takes too long, I'll do this one earlier. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.